On July 2nd, 2021, Australia's National Cabinet agreed to formulate a 4-phase national plan known as Australia's Pathway out of COVID-19 pandemic. No dates have been set for the various phases, with Prime Minister Scott Morrison saying they were dependent on vaccination targets that are yet to be determined. In this video, we are going to break down what these phases mean for international students. Let's talk about Phase A: vaccinate, prepare, and pilot. The goal of this phase is to continue to suppress COVID-19 for the purpose of minimizing community transmission. Unfortunately, under Phase A, the international arrival cap will be reduced by 50% to cope with the increased transmissibility of Delta variant and reduce pressure on hotel quarantine system. It is expected that reduction will be in place at least until end of this year. Other measures within the phase include implementing the National Vaccination Plan to offer every Australian an opportunity to be vaccinated with necessary doses of the relevant vaccine as soon as possible. Expanding commercial trials such as pilot programs for international students for limited entry of students and economic visa holders. Increasing Commonwealth facilitated flights to Australia. Experimenting with alternative forms of quarantine like 7-day home quarantine for vaccinated travelers, and at last, developing a digital way of verifying a person's vaccination status. Let's talk about Phase B, post-vaccination phase. Under Phase B, the international arrivals cap would be restored to previous levels for unvaccinated travelers, with a separate and larger cap for vaccinated travelers. So if you are planning to get vaccinated, this is the time for you to do that. Planned measures also include allowing capped entry for students and economic visa holders, subject to quarantine arrangements and availability. Under the second phase, Mr. Morrison said that lockdowns would only occur in extreme circumstances. Vaccinated residents would also have eased restrictions under any lockdown or similar rules. During the press conference, Mr. Morrison said that we would possibly be at Phase 2 in 2022. Phase C, Consolidation Phase. The third phase would be treating COVID-19 like any other infectious disease, Mr. Morrison said. Under Phase C, there would be no lockdowns, no cap on returning vaccinated travelers, and no domestic restriction for vaccinated residents. There could also be a travel bubble with countries like Singapore. And finally, let's talk about Phase D, final phase. Mr. Morrison described the final phase of the plan as being back to normal, but certain management measures will still be in place. For example, in his description of potential changes, he said only vaccinated people may be exempted from quarantine, and also described testing for arrival into the country. But with every previous stage, movement to Phase D would be dependent on people in Australia choosing to be vaccinated against COVID-19. Hope you loved this video, guys. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. If you want to know more about international students' life or about international students' news, you can go to insiderguides.com.au and I'm sure you'll be able to find everything that you need. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button and write it in the comment section what are the other videos that you would like to see on this YouTube channel. See you in the next video.